Yes, student. Now, the next content is laws of chemical combinations. Student, there are four laws which we are going to deal in this period. Actually, these laws are the result of analysis and observations of the different type of chemical reactions and the chemical compounds. That is how the chemical compounds formed. They formed by governing which types of laws. Getting? Actually, all these are natural laws. We are just only observing how the chemical changes or the physical changes takes place by which the chemical substance is formed by following a certain laws. So the first law regarding it you have already studied in class 9. However, it is introduced to you. First one is law of conservation conservation of mass. Do you remember now anything? This law is already introduced to you in what? Class 9th. Okay. This law states that before and after chemical reaction, before and after chemical reaction, the masses of reactants and products remains constant. Okay, that is, you can say, for example, C plus O2 gives CO2. Student, here two things is there. This part is before reaction, this one is after reaction. So before reaction, the mass, that is 1 mole of carbon, that is called what? 12 gram. 1 mole of oxygen, this is called what? 32 gram. Okay, so before reaction, the total mass of the reactant is 44 gram. And after chemical reaction, the compound formed consists same atoms, and therefore, and their number are also same. That means what? Their mass will also same. So that is what? 44 gram. Similarly, you can take one more example. H2 plus O2 gives H2O. If we balance it, okay, it will become 2H2 and this is 2H2O. So now the mass is 2 to the 4 gram, oxygen 32 gram, and water 2 into 18 is equal to what? 36 gram. So before reaction, the total mass is what? 36 gram, and after reaction, the total mass is what? 36 gram. So it shows that the mass remains conserved before and after chemical reaction. Getting? We can write more example, but it's one more form is there. This is called laws of conservation of mass and energy. Now here mass and energy, we included one more part. Okay, it's a very famous statement. You know about it. What is that? Matter or energy can neither be produced nor can be destroyed. destroyed, okay, but can be transformed, from one form to another form. I think you learned it. Okay, this is also very good example. That is, we cannot produce or destroy any of the matter or any of the energy, only its form is getting changes. Now what? Here, suppose there is a ink and I am writing with the help of ink in the board. After some time I have to refill, okay, the ink. Why? The ink will finish from here. So the ink is finished. So how can we say that it cannot be destroyed? Actually, it is not destroyed. Why? Because ink which is present earlier in the pen, now it goes to what? Board. That is, it is not destroyed. Okay, the food which we are eating, like apple, like orange, we can say after some time it will finish. Yes, it will finish. But what? When we eat it, it converts into energy and also convert into different another form, which is utilized by our body for proper growth and development. Okay, like a cell, we are saying that the cell after some time stop working. That means it is finished. Actually, it is not finished. It converts into another form. Like the LPG gas cylinder which we are using in our kitchen. Sometimes we are saying that the LPG gas is finished. But in fact what? This LPG gas, when burned with the oxygen, converted into carbon dioxide and water. So in this form we are saying that only its form is changed. Otherwise there is no change at all. So this is about the first law. Second law is law of definite proportion. Law of definite proportion. Any substance, that is chemical substance, any substance can be obtained from different sources, isn't it? But mass of their components, what are components? Components to which it is made up of. But mass of their components will always remains same, or we can say, or the mass ratio, this ratio is known as proportion. The mass ratio of their constituents, you can also use the term what? Constituents, remains constant. Okay, for example, CO2 can be obtained from different sources, but mass ratio of carbon and oxygen will be what? 12:32. Okay, and it will always remains constant, but one condition is there: if it is present in its pure form. So we can say any pure substance any pure substance can be obtained from different sources like water. Now the water can be obtained from many sources, say different type of water bodies, say ponds, okay, tube well, river, sea, etc. But if we are taking the pure form of water, then always it will made up of H2O. That is, its constituent will be hydrogen and oxygen. Okay, and the mass ratio of hydrogen and oxygen will always 2:16 or simple proportion 1:8. So it will always remains constant. Getting? There is exception of this law which you have to mention. What is the exception, student? After the discovery of isotopes. Now what are isotopes? Isotopes are the atoms of element having different masses but same atomic number. Like carbon have two isotopes, carbon 12 and carbon 14, isn't it? Now the carbon 12 is its natural, okay, and most abundant isotope, while the carbon 14 is radioactive carbon which is formed in upper atmosphere, okay, due to reaction of ultraviolet rays with what? Carbon, okay, that is it present in carbon dioxide, isn't it? So now the carbon have two isotopes, carbon 12 and carbon 14 in case of pure CO2, but these two CO2 molecule carries, one carries carbon of 12 isotope and one carries carbon of 14 isotope. In this case, the law would not help good, would not hold good. So this is what exception in the case of isotopes are involved, okay, in the formation of the compound. But in the simple and similar manner, if the compound is present in its pure form and obtained even from different sources, whenever their masses ratio will always remain constant. Yes, student, third law is law of multiple proportion. Okay, earlier we discussed constant proportion, but now here what? This is what? Multiple proportion. According to this law, when two or more elements okay, combines means what? React, combines to form, okay, two or more compounds, isn't it? If the two elements combine, they can form two or more compounds. Getting? then the masses of one of the elements which combines, okay, that is what? If there are two elements A and B to form more than two compound, like one of the compound AB and another compound is what? AB2, okay. The masses of one of the elements which combines with a fixed mass, that is, the mass of one element should be what? Fixed, okay, fixed mass of the other, that is, two elements are there, A and B, so mass of one of the element will remain fixed, that is what? Mass of A will remain fixed in two compounds, okay. Mass of the other, okay, bear bear a simple, okay, multiple proportion. Simple multiple proportion means what? When two or more elements combines to form two or more compounds, then the masses of one of the elements which combines with a fixed mass of the other, okay, combines with a fixed mass of the other, bear a simple multiple proportion. For example, let two elements A and B, okay, combines to form two compounds, okay, like the first compound is what? Suppose it is AB, and the second compound is what? AB2. Then what? Mass of one of the A, okay, ratio with B, and here A ratio what? B2. So A mass will fix, but the mass of B in two compound, that is compound 1 and compound 2, will be in simple multiple proportion. That is, you can say, if its mass is 1, then 2 into 1. So here the mass will be 2. Like example, water. Okay. Example, when H and O combines to form two compounds. Compound number 1, this is what? H2O, and compound number 2, or you do right here, compound number 2, this is H2O2. Student, this is called water, this is called hydrogen peroxide. These two compounds exist, okay. Now what about the mass ratio? Here the mass ratio is 2:16, or if you talk about simple ratio, it will be 1:32, isn't it? I mean 2:16, so 1:8. But what about here? Here the mass of hydrogen, again 2 into 1, that is what? 2. But what about oxygen? Now there are 2 atoms of oxygen, therefore its mass become what? 32. So mass of one of the element is what? Fixed. What is this? 2. But the mass of second element, this is what? 16/32, or you can say 1/2. This is called simple multiple proportion, isn't it? Same thing we can search in example number next. Carbon and oxygen can form two compounds. Now what are these compounds? One of the compound is carbon monoxide, you all know, and the second compound is carbon dioxide. What about mass ratio in carbon monoxide? This is what? 12:16. But what about here? 12 what? 216. 2 into 16 is equal to 32. That is, mass of the one element remains the same, but mass of another element is what? 16/32. Or you can write 1:2. This is called simple multiple proportion. Now student, homework for you. Homework. Okay. Search. Okay. One example. Okay. Of law with example with taking nitrogen and oxygen elements atom. Okay, that is, you have to explain it with the help of nitrogen and oxygen. Like here I explained with hydrogen and oxygen, carbon and oxygen. Okay, so simply the law can be stated in another form that whenever two elements combines together and if they form two compounds, then in the two compounds mass of one of the element will remains same, that is will remains constant, but the other element to which they combine will bear a simple multiple proportion. Okay, like here two elements H and O combines to form two compounds H2O and H2O2. So mass of one of the elements remains same. Student, it is not necessary that you must write this law in this wording. You can change its wording, no problem at all. Okay, you can take the help of example, and with the help of example you can explain it. Now about exception. So yes, there is also exception. And what are the exception? After the discovery of isotope, these law do not hold good, because the isotope have different masses, so there will be change in their proportion or ratio. If you compare, okay, in one compound the atom having another atomic mass, and in another compound the atom having another atomic mass. Getting? Yes, student, this law related to the gaseous volume, that is if the reactant and the product, okay, are gases. Actually, the Gay-Lussac study the various reactions involving the gaseous reactant, and also if they form the gaseous product, then what will be the ratio or proportion of reactant, what will be the relation between the reactant's volume and also with the product's volume. So this is related to what? Gaseous volume. Gaseous volume. According to this law, which is given in 1808, when gases like what? H2, O2, N2, etc. Okay, combines together, then they always bear a simple, okay, proportion by volume, and also by, okay, volume of products. If all measurement of volume is done, okay, at given temperature and pressure. Okay, that is the volume of reactants proportion will be in simple ratio, and also the product's volume proportion will be in simple ratio. Like here, if you say when hydrogen reacts with chlorine gas, it forms HCl. Okay, now this is what? 2HCl. You know hydrogen is gas, chlorine is also gas, and HCl is also gas. So here we can say, if we consider their volume, so volume is what? 1, volume is again 1, and volume is what? 2. So the simple proportion. Even if we write next reaction, H2 reacts with O2 and it forms H2O. But now this H2O is what? Steam. Steam, that is again the gaseous form, you can say. So H2 is gas, O2 is gas, and here H2O. If we we have to balance it. That is 2H2 and this is 2H2O. Now the volume is what? Its volume is 2. Its volume will be always what? 1. And its volume will always what? 2 volume. So this is related to the volume of reactant and also volume of the product. Are you getting? So we studied 4 laws. The first law is law of conservation of mass. Second one is law of definite proportion. It is related to the proportion of constituents. Proportion of constituents. Third law, the law of multiple proportion. Okay, multiple proportion means now it's related to the proportion of second element present with the first element in 2 compound. And now this is the fourth one, Gay-Lussac's law. Okay, so these are the 4 laws of chemical combinations.